Hey, good evening. Long time no see, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the tri-state areas of New Jersey, Connecticut, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. This is your man and homie G Money Stacks, aka the Greg Nature rhymes with now or later, like the candy. Your host with the most misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable, independent podcaster, creator, YouTuber, and Queens, New York native, who is also a New York Giants, New York Knicks, and New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. You are now rocking with me by listening, tuning in, and watching the 446th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast. And man, oh man, I got some topics for you today. and of course, in case you don't know, I made some postage on social media in regards to my situation in terms of my previous laptop that went out of that went um that went out of service based on some technical difficulties. So I won't be able to upload any episodes to streaming platforms. So it's gonna be a while for me until I get me a new job and stuff. So just wanted to address this in case anybody didn't know why there's no new episodes on streaming platforms. So there's your answer. All right. I hope everyone enjoyed their 4th of July, and I hope everybody enjoyed the festivities of the FIFA finals. Spain won the championship over. They beat Argentina, and of course, I hope y'all have fun during the 250th birthday of America, with some fun activities to do. All right, So, um, in case you missed out on any episodes, please feel free and go ahead and click on that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page. G Money Stacks 555 is where you can see all the episodes already uploaded and posted to the YouTube channel page. And of course, leave a like and express yourself with your thoughts in the comments section, um, based on the topics. And of course, you can hype the videos now. I didn't even know that until I saw that choice. You can hype the video. You can tell your friends about it by sharing the video to your friends. All right. On this show, in case you're new, I do cover mass transit as far as like the MTA, as far as like the subways, the buses, sometimes a little bit of LARR, and sometimes a little bit of Metro North, and sometimes a little bit of Nice Bus. So, without further ado, we got some catching up to do as far as like a recent slashing that happened in June that took place in Queens. So let's start off with that one right there. And I hope y'all enjoyed your weekend and all that other stuff. So let's get into the first segment right here on this show called the New York Mass Transit Files. This is where we do some subway talk in terms of some incidents that happen in terms of service disruptions, whatever it may be. So there you go. Here we go. All right. I gotta fix something real quick. I gotta fix something real quick. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Hold on, I gotta fix something real quick. Real quick. It's not exactly what I had in mind. Okay. Here's what's happening. And this happened like weeks ago, actually. So I wanted to actually get to this actually. So this took place in Jackson Heights, Queens, and what's going on is that the police are searching for a suspect after a woman was stabbed on board a subway train in Queens on Monday. NYPD officials say officers responded to the Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue station on Roosevelt Avenue and 74th Street in Jackson Heights around 2:20 p.m. for reports of a person stabbed. When officers arrived, they found a 31-year-old woman with a stab wound to her hand and neck. Damn. And you wonder why. Subway stations are not safe anymore. This is not a fear-mongering thing. This is actually a real thing. This is actually a real thing, folks. So don't get it twisted. Unfucking believable. Police say it appeared the victim was riding aboard a northbound E train when she was stabbed by the unidentified suspect. The suspect fled from the location, and the victim was taken to Elmhurst Hospital, where she's expected to recover. And I can't believe there's no arrest that's been going on, though, man. That's crazy to me, man. You know, I don't get the fucking motive behind these slashings, the stabbings, the subway pushings, and all that other stuff. What is the motive behind this shit, man? That's crazy. This is so fucking ridiculous, man. And speaking of crazy, hold on a second. Speaking of crazy, though, man. Yeah, so New York transit officials have sued the Trump administration for withholding $60 million in funding from the Second Avenue subway project. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority last month sent a warning letter to the White House at the direction of Governor Kathy Hochul, saying a lawsuit would be filed if the frozen money was not released. A spokesperson for the governor said Tuesday, "Enough is enough. The federal government needs to stop playing games and release the funding." The project in East Harlem would extend the Q line from 96th Street and 2nd Avenue to 125th Street and Lexington Avenue. The expansion is scheduled to be completed in 2032. But the idiotic fat bastard administration withholding the $60 million threatens to stop the work. We have already made enormous progress. Work is underway and the project is moving on schedule and on budget. But Cheeseface President 47 unlawful funding pause has put this entire project at risk. Hochul said, "This is crazy, man. It's projected to be completed within 7 years at a total cost of nearly $8 billion. $8 billion, man, for this project." She added that um that Cheeseface President 47's decision is jeopardizing the jobs of thousands of union workers, concerns echoed by Senator Charles Schumer. These projects are not political bargaining chips. They are lifelines for New York's economy and union workers, and we will fight until every dollar of promised funding is delivered, Schumer said. Yeah. The U.S. Department of Transportation said in a statement, in quote, "We are considering all legal avenues. USDOT is committed to ensuring hardworking taxpayer dollars are being spent responsibly. About half of the project's $7 billion price tag is expected to come from the federal government, but Cheeseface President 47 said last October he would withhold funding after a dispute with New York Democrats. The lawsuit follows recent court rulings against the against the Cheeseface President 47 administration, including an appeals court decision requiring continued funding for the $16 billion Gateway Tunnel project and a federal judge's order blocking efforts to halt New York's congestion pricing program, which is intended to reduce traffic and generate revenue for the region's aging transit system. Um, MTA officials expect the work will continue as the lawsuit unfolds. Well, all right, we'll see what happens. All right, let's get to this one. So recently, the city council is trying to make it a little more affordable for City University of New York students to get to class. The city's legislature is putting $700,000 toward a pilot program offering free OMNY cards to roughly 1,250 CUNY students across both the fall and spring semesters. Funding it plans to announce as part of its fiscal year 2027 city budget deal with Mayor Zoran Mandani on Tuesday. City Council Speaker Julie Menon's office shared the news with AM New York ahead of the planned handshake agreement on the spending plan between her and Mandani at City Hall on Tuesday morning. The cards will provide 75 trips, free rides per student, breaking down to 2 rides a day over a 5-day school week. According to the Speaker's office, it is specifically meant to cover in person classes and will be offered to enroll CUNY students who are taking at least 2 in-person classes and do not already receive accelerated study in associate programs benefits. The funding was intended to match $700,000 that the state was going to contribute to the same pilot for a combined, excuse me, for a combined $1.4 million. But Zakira Rahman, the coordinator for the CUNY Rising Alliance, one of the groups pushing for the proposal, said the state chose not to fund it this year. City Council member Sean Abreu, the council's Democratic majority leader and Transportation Committee chair, confirmed the funding in a statement. He referred to his own financial struggles in college, though he was not a CUNY student, when making the point that public transit costs should not be a barrier to higher education. And he said, in quote, when I was in college, there were more than a few times when my bank account dipped into the single digits, Abreu said. I don't want a single CUNY student missing class because they can't cover bus or subway fare. We're taking a major step to solve that problem with this budget, and the future of our city will be better off for it. The funding was a key ask of the CUNY University Student Senate and CUNY Rising Alliance, a coalition of CUNY students, unionized faculty, and community organizations seeking to make the system free and improve its quality of education for all of its students. End quote. For the past 3 years, the CUNY University Student Senate has made free transit for CUNY students a top advocacy priority, said CUNY University Student Senate Chair Akeem Pollock and Vice Chair for Legislative Affairs Rhoda Wilson in a joint statement. We are proud that the free OMNY Cards pilot program will now be funded, marking a major milestone and an important step toward our long-term goal of providing free transit for all CUNY students. They added, this progress is the result of years of persistent advocacy by student leaders, campus delegations, and our partners who continuously elevated this issue. While there is more work ahead, this pilot demonstrates what sustained student advocacy can achieve. To the end, the group cited the $3 cost of a subway, bus, or paratransit trip as a key barrier to financially strapped CUNY students' access to education. It would allow CUNY students to access a benefit afforded to K through 12 public school students who each receive OMNY cards with 4 free trips per day. Most CUNY students, including 90% of CUNY community college students, commute by public transit, with a year's worth of fares costing over $1,000 a year for full-time students, according to a 2021 report from the Center for an Urban Future. The fare was $2.75 at the time of the report and has since been increased twice. City Council member Rita Joseph, another staunch advocate for the funding, said the conversation about making college more affordable should not be limited to lowering tuition costs. Affordability means investing in the whole student. It means understanding that transportation is not a luxury, it is a necessity, Joseph said. Every swipe to campus is an investment in a student's future, and no one should have to choose between paying for transit and showing up to class. Next up, we have this. Actually, I did talk about this. Actually, I did talk about. Oh, so this is the schedule. Okay, so all right. So this year, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority had announced an overhaul of its Music Under New York program, which brings live music to subway stations across all 5 boroughs. Renamed MTA Music, the program marks the 40th anniversary of the MTA's Arts and Design Initiative and features an expanded lineup of performers through 2026 and beyond. The relaunch includes a newly monthly station series, bringing themed performances to 5 locations each month, with each showcase celebrating a different musical or cultural heritage alongside the program's ongoing daily performances. The inaugural station series took place on Thursday, featuring performances celebrating Black History Month at 5 locations: Parkchester Station in the Bronx, Atlantic Terminal, Atlantic Avenue, Barclays Center in Brooklyn, 34th Street, Herald Square in Manhattan, Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue, 74th Street in Queens, and St. George Terminal on Staten Island. So, future station series themes include, which already happened already, Women's History Month, Jazz Appreciation Month, and took place in April. May was the Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, and June was the World Beats, coinciding with the FIFA World Cup in NYC. And this month of July, the Great American Songbook alongside America's 250th anniversary. Well, some call it a birthday, some call it an anniversary. Doesn't matter. September is the Classical Music Appreciation Month. October is the Subway Day. November is the Indigenous Peoples Month. Hold on. November is the Indigenous Peoples Heritage Month. December is the holiday like Christmas and New Year's celebrations. All right, so additional station series performances will be revealed throughout the year. Regular daily MTA music performances continue at locations across all five boroughs, including Times Square, 42nd Street, 34th Street, Penn Station, 14th Street, Union Square, Grand Central Terminal, East and West, Staten Island Ferries, Whitehall Terminal, Grand Central, 42nd Street, 42nd Street Port Authority Bus Terminal, in Times Square, 42nd Street. These performances run alongside the new station series event. The program's rebranding also comes with a visual update. The new logo pairs the MTA Arts and Design emblem with a pink music circle, and performers are displaying banners featuring the refreshed branding throughout the system. Why don't they put that on buses, man? Why don't they put that on buses though? You know what I mean? That would be interesting to a lot of people instead of like trying to, you know, force the issue with all this shit though. Anyway, so it would be interesting to see if the MCA is willing to put like, you know, posters on their buses and stuff, the passenger side, the driver's side, or even the rear. You know what I mean? Instead of the boring um instead of the boring posters of like something health related. Like we get it. We get the health related stuff, man. We're just looking for fun activities. All right. So let's go to hold on one second here. Chatting on the jazz. Okay. I may have hmm. All right. Hold on, folks. I gotta look for something real quick. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I'm looking for something. Um, Sorry for taking so long. I'm just trying to look for something for my next segment. Um, Let me see. All right, time for chatting all the jazz. Okay. Actually, let's do this. All right. Unfortunately, we got some unfortunate stuff to talk about here. Um, we got some recent passings that we got to talk about here, and first and foremost, Clive Davis. Yeah, music mogul Clive Davis, according to ABC7NY.com. Music mogul Clive Davis passed away in New York at age 94. His family reports that he passed away peacefully from age related illness at his home in Manhattan, surrounded by his family and loved ones. Hmm. Yeah. Born on April 4th, 1932, Davis grew up in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. He lost both his parents as a teenager. He lost both his parents as a teenager, but went on to graduate from New York University and Harvard Law School on full scholarships. He would go on to hold some of the most prestigious titles in the music industry, becoming president of Columbia Records in 1967, founding Arista Records in 1974. Davis was credited for the rise of several major artists. The list includes Janis Joplin, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Chicago, Carlos Santana, it's gonna be Carlos Santana, Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, Aerosmith, Earth, Wind and Fire, Simon and Garfunkel, Sly and the Family Stone, Barbara Streisand, Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, Barry Manilow, Whitney, the late great Whitney Houston, Gil Scott Heron, Patti Smith, Foo Fighters, Sarah McLachlan, Aretha Franklin, Annie Lennox, The Kinks, The Grateful Dead, Dionne Warwick, Carly Simon, Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, Tony Braxton, and the late great Notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls, Alicia Keys, Maroon 5, late great Luther Vandross, Rod Stewart, Kenny G, Usher, and Jennifer Hudson. It was his Arista Records where he revitalized the careers of many artists, including Aretha Franklin, who landed back at the top of the charts in the 1980s with songs like Freeway of Love, and where he discovered one of the greatest stars of all time, Whitney Houston. He discovered that dynamite voice at her mother's church in New York and introduced her to the world on the Merv Griffin Show. In 2000, Davis started J Records, where he introduced the world to Alicia Keys with her debut single, Fallen. That same year, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Known around the world as the man with the golden ears, Davis was an unrivaled music visionary, producer, and industry leader whose success during 60 years atop the music industry spanned such genres such as pop, rock and roll, R&B, country, and hip hop. His family released a statement in quote, "To the world, our father was the iconic music legend whose vision, instincts, and relentless pursuit of excellence shaped the soundtrack of countless lives. He discovered, mentored, and championed the greatest artists in modern music history, leaving an indelible mark on culture that will endure for generations. To his family, Clive was dad and granddaddy, the steady presence at the center of our lives, the source of wisdom, strength, encouragement, and unconditional love. No matter how extraordinary his professional accomplishments, he never lost sight of what mattered most, the people he loved." Also, in quote, "Through every chapter of his remarkable life, family remained Clive's greatest pride and deepest joy. Today, we celebrate not only a towering figure whose influence changed music forever, but the man who led our family with grace, generosity, and kindness. We will miss him greatly, cherish him always, and carry his love with us for the rest of our lives." Davis is survived by his children, Fred, Doug, Mitchell, and Lauren, 8 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, and more. Clive Davis's enduring legacy at NYU. Meanwhile, Davis's legacy endures in one of the many places that bears his name, the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music at NYU, where where the icon's daughter Lauren is a professor. The undergraduate program at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts is deeply rooted in a holistic approach. Professor Nick Sansano says that was critically important to Davis, who graduated from the school and started the institute in 2003. "If you come here, you are studying everything, studying the business of music, the legal aspects of music, the history and criticism of popular music, music production," Sansano said. The walls of the school reflect Davis's long and and winding accomplished a career. At least once a year, he would come back, talk, and advise students who were in awe. Sansano feels Davis's genius in the industry, coupled with his demeanor, never raising his voice, being straightforward, made him one of a kind. SIP 2, Clive Davis, the legend. Also in passing news, according to TMZ, uh, Daveigh Chase's official cause of death has been revealed, and the former child star died from AIDS. TMZ has confirmed. Daveigh Chase, the former child actress, is dead. TMZ has learned. The actress' boyfriend Roy Hernandez tells TMZ Daveigh died Tuesday from meningitis and an infection in her blood, which caused her to have septic issues and led to her body shutting down. Damn. Damn, that's a double whammy. Damn, that's a double whammy. Yeah. All right. So we're told Daveigh had been admitted to a hospital in Los Angeles earlier this month because of malnutrition. That's not good. Daveigh caught her big break in Hollywood early on, voicing Lilo in the hit Disney film Lilo and Stitch back in 2002, and the follow-up TV show. She also voiced Chihiro or Gino in the American dub of Spirited Away. Horror movie fans will recognize her from her haunting performance as Samara Morgan, the main antagonist in the hit 2002 film The Ring, for which she won an MTV Movie Award for Best Villain. Beginning in 2006, Daveigh earned a recurring role in the HBO series Big Love, which follows a fundamentalist, polygamous Mormon family. Oh shit. She played Rhonda Volmer in 32 episodes of the hit show during its 5-season run. Her other credits include Donnie Darko, Beethoven's Fifth, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, ER, Mercy, and more. Daveigh had numerous run-ins with the law over the years, which we've covered. We last caught up with Daveigh in 2012 when we asked her about her makeup habits, and she told us about her latest project. Daveigh was 35. SIP to the legend Daveigh Chase. Okay, let's go on to another in other news. Of course, ladies first, of course. So there's this woman who I've seen on the Jennifer Hudson show, who broke a world record, and she's now using the honor to speak about the importance of celebrating natural hair. Jessica L Martinez was recently awarded the Guinness World Record for the largest afro on a living person, female, of course, with her hair measuring 11.42 inches tall, 12.2 inches wide, and 6 feet 2.87 inches in circumference. End quote. For me, breaking this record confirms that the things that make us different and unique should always be celebrated. Martinez, age 29, tells people exclusively. It amplifies what I have. It amplifies what I have always known deep down, that natural hair is not a trend, it's a lifestyle, she continues. Yeah, of course. According to Martinez, who works as a justice advocate and is the creator and CEO of Somebody's Auntie, her relationship with her hair feels like a long lasting friendship. End quote. My hair and I have gone through ups and downs over the years. And at the end of a long day, it's just the two of us preparing for whatever tomorrow might bring, she says. Still, Martinez explains that it wasn't always a loving relationship. For many years, I found myself comparing my hair to other people, to the people around me, trying to fit in. When I finally stopped fighting with my hair to conform to the environment around me. I felt a freedom that I didn't know I needed, she says. And she shouldn't have to conform to everybody in society in terms of other people's hairstyles, man. You shouldn't have to compare yourself as to other people as far as your hairstyle. Continue to be the best version of yourself. Be yourself. Don't worry about everybody else. The moment I step, the moment I start comparing my hair to others, not holding on to individuals' comments about me or glances, when I walked by, I found peace. Martinez continues, adding, this took a mindset shift around my ideas of beauty, self-care, and hair hygiene as a whole. Martinez was awarded her Guinness World Records honor by former title holder Avon Dugas. Meeting Avon was a very special moment because she has paved the way for me and anyone else to hold this awesome title. It's very beautiful to have her support in celebrating the passing of the crown, she tells people. I hope that this world record will inspire someone to dream bigger, just like my afro. She continues, also highlighting the importance to be patient, kind, and gentle with your hair, and never compare it to anyone else's. As for the specific advice she has for young girls who may struggle with their natural hair in the same way she did as a child, Martinez says, in quote, you are enough. You are beautifully and wonderfully made, so never feel the need to hide your curls from the world. I'm not hiding mine, and neither should you. Having this title is such a blessing to me and my younger self. I plan to continue to be an advocate in the natural hair industry and work towards ending hair discrimination worldwide, she adds. Aw, that's that's pretty brave. That is pretty brave, man. I want to make some noise for Jessica L. Martinez for being an inspiration to people, especially women around who feel like that they feel insecure about their hair and stuff. So let's make some noise. Give it up for Jessica L. Martinez. All right. Speaking of breaking world records, Jeezy also broke the Guinness World Record. Hip hop icon Jeezy was awarded a Guinness World Record title. Jeezy Jenkins, age 48, made history and received a Guinness World Record for the largest orchestra for a hip hop concert in Las Vegas on Saturday, which took place Saturday, November 1st. His performance during the second show of his residency, TM 101, that's Thug Motivation 101 to be exact, live at Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino featured 101 orchestra members. End quote. This isn't just a win for me. It's a moment for the culture, for music, and for Vegas, Jesus said in a press release shared with people. Thank you to every musician, every fan, and everyone who believed we can take this all the way. A winner is a dreamer who never gave up. The Grammy nominated artist performed with the Color of Noise Orchestra, composed by Derek Hodge and musically directed by Adam Blackstone. The 101 member orchestra performance also marks the largest orchestra to ever perform on a Las Vegas stage for any genre. Thank you to all 101 orchestra members, composer Derek Hodge, musical director Adam Blackstone, DJ Drama, DJ Ace, and most importantly, the fans. Jeezy said on stage when awarded the title. Andy Glass, the official Guinness World Records adjudicator, presented the achievement to Jeezy on stage. The rapper celebrated his achievement on Instagram, posting a video of him being presented the title. Let's see. It has always been my purpose to motivate and inspire my culture, Jeezy wrote in the caption. Thank you to everyone involved for believing in my vision. Couldn't have done it without you. This one's for the books, literally. He ended his caption with, "The purpose of life is the life of purpose." That's right. Thug Motivation 101 Live, Jeezy's 4-date residency, celebrates the 20th anniversary of his album Let's Get It, Thug Motivation 101, and all that great stuff right there. And that's pretty much what that is, though, man. So that's another congratulations to Jeezy, man. Let's make some noise for Jeezy. All right. We gotta talk about the highlights of the BET Awards, right? So we're gonna talk about the recaps, all right? So of course, according to People, the BET Awards were a major event, culture's biggest night, hosted by comedian Bluesky, went down at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles that took place on Sunday, June 28th. Nominations were unveiled in May and led by Cardi B, followed by Kendrick Lamar and Mariah the Scientist. Performers at this year's ceremony included Cardi B, Common, Dolce, Don Toliver, French Montana, Kalani, Max B, Queen Latifah, Rick Ross, Thames, T.I., The War and Treaty, Ray, Ari Lennox, Alexa J, Baby Keem, BG the Chicago Kid, Duran Bernard, Erica Campbell, George Clinton, Leandra Johnson, Nas, Rhapsody, and BET Amplified artist Kenny IKO. And the BET Awards, everything you need to know about culture's biggest night. Stars presenting at the 2026 BET Awards included Carl Anthony Payne II, which you can see him in the new TV show with Daveigh Davis, Darius McCrary, called Lot Patrol. You can watch that. You can watch that on BET and on demand. Coley Bailey, Chris Comedian, CP Powell, Dion Cole, D-Ray Davis, Diara Kilpatrick, Gail Bean, Isaiah John, Jafar Jackson, Jacob Lattimore, Keke Palmer, Kelly Rowland, Lotto, Luke James, and Nia Long. Tiana Taylor took home the Icon of the Year award, while Lauryn Hill received the Living Legend Icon Award. Music executive Sylvia Rhone received the Ultimate Icon Award. And the 2026 BET Awards aired live on BET, BET Her, CMT, Logo, MTV, MTV2, Nickelodeon, Paramount, Pop, VH1, Comedy Central, and TV Land. And that's a wrap on the 2026 BET Awards. Culture's biggest night ended with a performance of Everything Is Everything from Lauryn Hill, and now it's time for tonight's winners to celebrate. So there you go, right there. And the Clips wasn't there to receive their awards, so somebody's gonna take it on their behalf. And there were some moments. There were some moments in terms of like the tributes to D'Angelo. Um, tributes to D'Angelo alongside with every alongside with damn man. Yeah, there was some tributes to D'Angelo with three children, Michael Archer Jr., Amani, and Morocco, that took the stage to introduce a star-studded performance in tribute to their late father, who died in October at age 51 following a pancreatic cancer diagnosis. To the world, he was D'Angelo. To us, he was just dad, said Imani. The tribute performance featured D'Angelo's band, The Vanguard, which features drummer Chris Dave, bassist Pino Palladino, guitarist Jesse Johnson and Isaiah Sharkey, vocalist Kendra Foster, and keyboardist Cleo Pookie Sample, as well as Ari Lennox, Ray, George Clinton, Duran Bernard, BJ the Chicago Kid, and more artists. So there you go, right there. And so there you go. So of course, Lauryn Hill actually did her thing with a tribute performance. Um, so so basically, they did a performance actually. So they did a tribute to Hill, which featured Doechii, SZA, Tierra Whack, Thames, Doja Cat, Nas, Lizzo, Rhapsody, Alexia J, Queen Latifah, Common, and Hill's children, Sela, Joshua YG, and Zion Marley. And the group of superstars highlighted songs including Ready or Not, The Miseducation, Lauryn Hill, Superstar, Do Wop That Thing, Killing Me Softly, Lost One, and more. And let's see what else. What else happened on the BET Awards? Let's see, other than tributes to D'Angelo. Cardi B reflecting on overcoming fear and anxiety to releasing her album. So Cardi B won Best Female Hip Hop Artist. She said, in quote, "Thank you so much for this award. This award means so much to me. 3 babies later, I put the album out, honey. Yes, I overcame my fear, my anxiety, and I put it out." She said of her Am I the Drama album, which came out last year and marked her first new full-length project since 2018's Invasion of Privacy. "I put it out, and guess what? I won an award." Cardi thanked her fans, family, and everyone who attended her the drama tour before adding, "I love my babies. I love Jesus. Thank you so much." And then Doechii also won for the collaboration with SZA, "Girl Get It, Girl Get Up." Oh man, and BET, thank you so much, so much for this award. Began Doechii on stage. Y'all don't understand how hard me and SZA worked putting that record together. It was a time where, girl, I was going through it, but I'm so glad you pulled through for me, sister. SZA then chimed in and said, "Anything for you always. I thank you so much for believing in me and giving me advice and coaching me and loving me and supporting me," added Doechii. "Thank you so much, SZA. I love you." And a saxophonist then began loudly playing his instrument in a hilarious moment, but Doechii insisted on continuing her speech and teased new music coming soon. So there you go. There you go right there. There's moments some moments. Of course, there was a performance by Cardi B, For her tracks include "Hello," "Check Please," "Airtime," and "Pretty and Petty." She began by standing on a motorcycle before joining her dances in front of a city, dancing on a roulette table and showing off her skills on a pole. And the Icon Year Award, like for Tiana Taylor, is very interesting though, man. It's like very interesting that Janet Jackson was there too. Yeah, I was like, wow, that was that was pretty stunning. And then Kalani won for best female R&B pop artist, and and the Florida singer hugged Leon Thomas, who won best male R&B pop artist, as she made her way to the stage to accept the honor. While I didn't expect this, so I have no idea what to say, began Kalani, but I would like to say Janet Jackson is here, and that is crazy to me. Hey, Janet Jackson, I'm really honored to be here. She added, I'm grateful, I'm honored. Honestly, too mind blown for words. And Drewski, who hosted the award show, basically, he was feeling himself, man. So he said, in quote, "Before we keep the show going, I personally wanted to take a moment to acknowledge some Black history," said Drewski. It's not just reversed. It's not just reserved for February. It's all year round. So the person I wanted to acknowledge is me. Your boy is the youngest ever to host the BET Awards, declared the comedian. And huh, well, and of course there was a moment where Jamie Foxx appeared with his daughter Annalise, who strummed the guitar as her father played the piano and sang a cover of Kalani's hit song "Folded" to introduce the R&B star's own performance of the track. Kalani delivered a slowed down rendition of the song with a full orchestra, while Fox and his daughter continued playing their instrument. "Folded," which became Kalani's first top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, earned 2 nominations at tonight's show. And of course, T.I. had a moment when he performed his latest hit from his album "Kill the King," "Let Him Know," and he rapped some of the song from a car with his 21-year-old son, Clifford King Joseph Harris III. Let Him Know reached number 33 on the Billboard Hot 100 following its release in January. And of course, Thames did her performance. Um, and Lotto was crying in the car about leaving her baby before hitting the carpet. Lotto hit the red carpet after welcoming her first baby, shared with boyfriend 21 Savage in May. The rapper detailed that leaving her child to attend the 2026 BET Awards sure is difficult. "I was crying in the car, but it's okay. I'm here. I'm going right back home," said the artist, who also released her latest album, Big Mama, last month. The Somebody musicians said, "Motherhood is amazing and the best decision I've ever made." Lotto is up for 4 awards at tonight's ceremony. Wow. And of course, the BET Awards red carpet is heating up. That was a great moment. Of course, People has all the red carpet looks, and the list of people that was there included Lizzo, Drewski, Jafar Jackson, uh, Candy Ice, Dillard, Bassett, Flo Millie, Eva Marcel, Rick Ross, Bow Wow, Kim Whitley, and more. So there you go, right there. And so yeah, it's crazy, man. There was a lot of great moments in BET Awards and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure everybody saw it already. I'm not gonna go through it too much. So yeah, so there you go. So there you go. Congratulations to all the music artists that actually received the BET awards and categories and stuff. So there you go, right there. And yeah, there was a lot of choices in the BET awards, though. If you really think about it, though, there was a lot of choices, though. And he and Jid, basically basically talked to Double XL, basically said in quote, "I want a BT nomination." Just says when asked about his bucket list, it's not far fetched. He already has 3 Grammy nods, and with the way he's been dropping music, a BT trophy seems feasible. Born destined choice, destined choice route, destined choice route. However you pronounce that last name. The Atlanta native is cemented as one of hip hop's premier lyricists, sharpening his pen with every project across mixtapes, collabs, EPs, and 4 acclaimed albums: The Never Story 2017, DiCaprio 2 2018, The Forever Story 2022, and this year's God Does Like Ugly. Jid has carved out a year, excuse me, carved out a clear lane of his own. For him, words aren't just rhymes, they are the foundation of his artistry. A puzzle he takes joy in piecing together with precision and intent. Challenges don't scare him. The youngest of 7 kids, Jid, age 34, grew up playing serious football in high school and at Hampton University. In 2012, he walked away from the game and from college to pursue a music career. He grinded over the next 5 years before signing to J. Cole's Dreamville Records under Interscope in 2017. Since then, Jid has built his career on his own terms. For the thoughtful rhyme slinger, rapping isn't just about flexing skills. It's about crafting something meaningful that connects, challenges, and lasts. On a beautiful September afternoon at Lower Manhattan's Sunday afternoon studio, Jid discusses his career and a collection of rhyme notebooks being boxed in as a lyricist, his cover brother Joey Badass, and the will of the gods. Um, yeah, so basically he was asked by the interviewer of Double XL, you were an Double XL freshman in 2018. Now you are on the cover. Now you're on the cover. How does that feel to you? How does that feel for you? Excuse me. He said to be on the cover, that's hard. I feel like the last cover I had was Dreamville was Dreamville um yeah Dreamville Dreamville. Yes, Jid was part of the Dreamville Records group Double XL cover in spring 2019 or something like that. So to be on it was less Dreamville people, just one. Yeah, I'm taking that. And he was also asked, is this your time right now? You've had a great response to your most recent album, God Does Like Ugly. Your singles are working. Surround sound was a big hook, was a big look, and your collaborations are getting impressive. It is this the start of what you've been waiting for? And he responds saying, everything been intentional with my career. So if this seemed like the time to everybody else, I feel like it's just the next step I need to be taken as far as getting to whatever the next level is for me. Some would say it's the time with me. I'm just saying this is already like orchestrated. It's the will of the gods. The will of the gods. How much control do you give to the will of the gods? And he said, you gotta be prepared for opportunities. I've been just preparing for whatever may come. So I could just execute and know what to do when whatever presents itself. It's really just about execution. I put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's when you leave it up to the will gods. After you put your best foot forward, you put yourself out there and let the fans or let the people who listen to it do whatever they want with it because it's out of your hands. Um, you've been you've now been in the game for 8 years. You've had success. You've toured and seen the world. Is everything you expected within hip hop so far what you thought it would be? Once the door was open, once the Eminem relationship existed, and just says it's kind of a double-edged sword, yes and no, because I came into the game a little bit older. Like when I got signed, I already went through college and all that type of stuff. So at this point, it wasn't nothing I was not prepared for. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like really a deer in headlights. I'm a fan of the art and I'm a fan of hip hop, everything that we do. But I know that it's like a dark undertone to it sometimes. I don't lean into it for 1 second, even like some of the negativity, even the back and forth, I don't want to really lean into it. Do you think you'd be bigger if you did, or do you think that just doesn't matter? That don't matter. I want to keep my integrity about who I am. I don't want to do things that I don't care about. I'm not faking it. I'm not trying to go viral. I don't want to go viral. I think that viral usually before it meant like you are sick. Viral is a sickness to me, not in a bad way. It can work in both ways, but I don't want to be your viral sensation. I would rather work for it if my payoff comes 10 years from now and I'm almost 50. That's fine with me. It's it's about really putting my feet into the mud. So it's really not the fame. You heard never. Remember my first song. I ain't even into this shit for the fame, bruh. It's the pain, bruh. I still say that to this day. I'm only telling these painful stories or these great stories about motivation. Then I feel like the stuff that I make is just because I was an athlete. You can work out to it. You can better your life to some of my music. I kind of love when people say that. Do you think there's a lack of depth in hip hop right now or in what's connecting? I think it's so much information and so much stuff out there. You can find whatever you are looking for. It's there. The depth that people say is not there. It's just they not looking. It's like how to get your information is just like whoever's first. So whoever everybody likes first and say, okay, this is that deaf artist to me. The herd is gonna follow. What I'm looking for in hip hop, I can find it. I never lacking in any realm or regard because I could find the depth if I need it. I could find that moment. I can find all of it. You just have to look. People nowadays, I'm not sure, but I just know I don't think everyone is caring to search and find because it's just so much stuff. And excuse me, and looking for those moments. Look for those moments in artists. Do you think those artists are coming out and what you are talking about still exists? Yeah, it still exists at that same level, or is everyone just trying to have a TikTok hit now? It could be both. Both things could be true. I also believe in some artists, and I hope that I can be like the leader of change for them. I'm one of the artists who like literally I'm not the only one, but I care about this. I care about our genre. I care about what happens to hip hop in the next 100 years. I care about the stories that's going to be told about it. Everything that I've heard growing up, I still believe those stories. the Tupacs and the Bigs and all that stuff. I still care about those. I want to make sure those are light, well-handed going into the future. You recently collaborated with Eminem on his record Fuel, so you get a call from someone like M, a DM, a message from someone on his team. What's that moment like for you? Because that's nostalgia, right? That's him saying he sees you, right? That's that nostalgia. That's a blessing. It kind of lets me know that I've been going in the right direction because my whole career has been full circle moments like that. Everyone that I like really really grew up to or just loved and admired and looked to for something of depth or whatever I was looking for. Um, most of most of the artists have circled back around and tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Um. All right. What the hell did I do? All right. Hold on. Yeah. Where was I? Hang on 1 second, man. There's a few I got the names that just it kind of blows my mind that I have certain relationships. I'm able to text some of these people on my phone, literally. Who blows your mind? I mean, M, do you get tired of being defined and identified as a lyricist? I want to have a little fun. Yeah, is it a torch you feel like you have to carry now? For sure, I just be aiming for the highest level of whatever I can do. And if it comes with more fame, if it comes with all that, like I'm down to take it. That's the weight, the load I need to carry. But nah, people can call me lyricist. I'm not upset with it. I think it's a beautiful thing. Not to be upset with it, but to be always labeled. It's a box. A title that's revered and put on a certain level, but it's still a box. Does that limit you at all? Being from Atlanta, people kind of turn their nose up at the South and having the lyricists and stuff like that. Yeah, and they make the exceptions. Like with Andre 3000, I feel like I've been regarded in that exception, but at the same time, it's just a different dialect. It's a different way we speak about things, and I think it's lyricists that people just wouldn't even consider that because of how it comes out. Of course, he's asked about earlier in another interview. You mentioned that one of the things you do when you wake up in the morning is write something. Are you always writing lyrics, or are you writing because it helps you get your thoughts out for the day? Are you always getting something out? I'm always getting something out, whether it's writing on a poem, a diary entry, or a manifestation or something. I keep a book, a pen, or many notes on my phone. I keep literary books. And he was asked, do you just think about one line that you like and want to remember and write it there? A lyric you want to use later. It could be a punchline. I remember walking around during the slamdemic and doing the surround sound, like just the flow of it. You know what I'm saying? I heard the beat, humming melody of surround sound hook, and I just remember doing that over and over. I get voice notes of it, and so it comes with medium, but usually it's something like a funny punchline or something clever that I'll jot down, or just a melody that haunts me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just chase it down until I put it So I put the words down. I'm thinking of stuff right now. So your world is words. It's how you think. It's how you get things out. For sure, a notebook is my it's my piece de resistance. That's the one thing I walk around with every day. Then you stack them up and save them as you finish them. When I have an album and it's a book that I wrote it in, I move it to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like the Never Story, the whole album that I wrote in this one notebook. I just never write in it again. Um, but all the pages were filled. You know what I'm saying? With with stuff that didn't make the album. We um he was asked Jay was asked, "We have you and Joey Badass here today sharing the cover. You guys are good friends. You are just a few years apart in age and are dads. What do you think of Joey's rap style? What do you notice about him? How are you guys similar? How do you differ musically?" First off, bruh, on his black plight shit, just like me, you know what I'm saying? That's what anybody that be trying to push our black culture forward and add to the little pebbles on the beach of sand that make up the black diaspora. Like I'm off for it. And then, bruh, from New York, bro, New York niggas get a pass off. Like not from me, but I'm just saying in hip hop, if you have an accent, some niggas will be just like, oh, ah. So I'm not saying that he doesn't do everything he needs to do, but it's the ethos behind it. It's the sound of it. Hip hop started out here. This is like a mecca from where it was created. So yeah, so yeah, bro, words and everything he's doing since he was younger, it's always been on point. It's always been intention behind it. He's a good dude, good artist. And also, he was also asked, as you get further into your career, do you ever feel a responsibility or that there is something you have to live up to? Yeah, at this point in my career, the older I get, being a father, I'm leaning into more like the Nina Simone side of things. But it just depends on what you are looking for. I'd rather beef with the system than another one of my brothers or anybody like that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather not add more into the culture of hate and people dying and stuff like that. Yeah, man. So there you go, right there, man. I have to say, man, yeah, Jid is a genius when it comes to music and stuff like that. And yeah, he was real in the interview for Double XL, man. So you know, yeah, let's make some noise for Jid. All right, every hip hop song and album certified diamond in music history. Let's go to that right there. Before I get into that, let me make sure I get everything together. Let me see if I got everything. Yep. All right. All right. Let me see how much time I have. Okay. I should be done. I should be done in a few. All right. According to double XL mag.com, several of the most lauded hip hop songs in music history have achieved diamond status. 10 million sold or more, according to the Recording Industry Association of America. For these for these celebratory diamonds, there are more than 80 official songs and albums released by rappers that hit the achievement no features on other artists' songs. In 2019, Post Malone's anthemic track "Congratulations" reached diamond certification. It's it was the rapper's first diamond certified single of his career. Post has since gone on to become the first rapper to ever nab a two-time diamond track with Sunflower. The single, which features Sway Lee from Ray Shrummer, was certified two times diamond in February of 2024. In 2019, Posty joined fellow rappers Juicy J of 3 6 Mafia, T.I., Outkast, the late great Tupac Shakur, and Drake, who have also reached diamond status for either features on a song, their own albums, or a song they released during their careers. Now, Post has 9 tracks that are diamond level. And speaking of Drizzy, his 2018 track "God's Plan" is 16 times platinum as of 2025. Excuse me, and was the Canadian rapper's first solo diamond certification as well. In the years since, Drake has also secured diamond accolades for his assistance on Travis Scott's song "Sicko Mode," which reached diamond status in December of 2020, as well as "Hotline Bling" and "One Dance" in 2016. Drake has now amassed 15 diamond releases. Meanwhile, Eminem also holds the unique distinction of being a rapper to have 3 songs that went diamond. The Detroit the Detroit rhymer rather nabbed a Diamond Award for his Oscar-winning song "Lose Yourself" from his 8 Mile soundtrack movie in 2018. Next, Not Afraid from his Recovery album earned him a diamond plaque back in 2014, and the Rihanna-assisted hit "Love the Way You Lie" has so far reached 13 million units sold in 2022 and was officially certified diamond in 2013. Diamonds are indeed forever, and every artist below deserves to celebrate such a historical achievement. With streaming the go-to way for music fans to listen to songs, more artists reaching the diamond status is on the horizon. All right, so here are the choices for every hip hop album and song certified diamond in music history, starting with 50 Cent. In the Club, A Boogie with the Hoodie, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Drowning featuring Kodak Black. Beastie Boys, License to Kill. Cardi B's Like It, I Like It featuring J Balvin and Bad Bunny. Cardi B's Bodak Yellow. Drake's God's Plan. Drake's One Dance featuring Wizkid and Kyla. Drake's Hotline Bling. Eminem's Not Afraid. Eminem's The Marshall Mathers LP. Eminem's The Eminem Show. Eminem's Lose Yourself from the 8 Mile soundtrack movie. I've seen that movie many times, man. I don't think it's going to be a sequel anytime soon. Eminem's curtain call, The Hits. Eminem's the Love the Way You Lie featuring Rihanna. Fetty Wap's Trap Queen. Flow Riders, Low featuring T-Pain. French Montana's Unforgettable featuring Sway Lee of Ray Shrummer. Future's Life is Good featuring Drake. MC Hammer's Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em. Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind with Alicia Keys. That was played during the New York Knicks parade, by the way. But she did her version different from Jay-Z's song. So there you go right there. And Jay-Z and Ye's Niggas in Paris. J. Cole's Middle Mind, Juice World, the late great Juice WRLD's Lucid Dreams, Ye's Stronger, Kid Cudi's Pursuit of Happiness, Nightmare featuring MGMT and Rat Tat Tat, and Miss Lauryn Hill's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, Little Baby and Gunna's Drip Too Hard, Lil Nas X Old Town Road remix featuring Billy Ray Cyrus, Little Uzi Vert's EXO Tour Life, and let's see, Lil Wayne's Lollipop featuring Static Major, the late great Static Major to be exact. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis Thrift Shop featuring Wands. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis Can't Hold Us featuring Ray Dalton. And Rihanna's Work featuring Drake. Nelly's Country Grammar. Nicki Minaj's Super Bass. Outkast's Speaker Box and The Love Below. Pharrell Williams Happy. Pitbull's Give Me Everything featuring Neo, Afrojack, and Nair. Pitbull's Timber featuring Kesha. Post Malone's White Iverson. Post Malone's Better Now. He called himself Post Iverson. He's no different than Allen Iverson, man. Come on, stop that shit. Oh shit. Post Malone's Congratulations featuring Quavo. Post Malone's Circles. Post Malone's Rockstar featuring 21 Savage. Post Malone's I Fall Apart. Post Malone's Wow. Post Malone's Psycho featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Post Malone and Sway Lee's Sunflower. Rowdy Rich's The Box. The Black Eyed Peas I Got a Feeling. That was a song anthem. And the Notorious B.I.G.'s Life After Death, aka Biggie Smalls. That was a good album right there. The Weeknd's Earned It. The Weeknd's Can't Feel My Face. I actually like that song too, man. The Weeknd's The Hills, and The Weeknd's Die For You, and The Weeknd's Save Your Tears featuring Ariana Grande. The Weeknd's Blinding Lights, The Weeknd's Starboy, Travis Scott's Sicko Mode, and featuring Drake. Tupac Shakur's All Eyes on Me, Tupac Shakur's Greatest Hits, Waka Flocka Flame's No Hands featuring Roscoe Dash and Wale. Wiz Khalifa, See You Again featuring Charlie Puth, dedicated to Paul Walker, the late great Paul Walker. Triple X Tentacion's Sad. Triple X Tentacion's Fuck Love featuring Trippie Redd. Tiger's Taste featuring Offset. Lil Wayne's Love Me featuring Drake and Future. Chris Brown's No Guidance featuring Drake. And Nicki Minaj's Starships. Jack Harlow's What's Poppin'. Drake's Hold On, We're Going Home featuring Majid Jordan. Drake's Best I Ever Had. Drake's Take Care. Drake's Nice For What. Drake's The Motto featuring Lil Wayne and Tiger. Drake's Headlines. Drake's Passion Fruit. Drake's Nonstop. Travis Scott's Goosebumps featuring Kendrick Lamar. Bryson Tiller's Don't. Bryson Tiller's Exchange. B.O.B.'s Airplanes featuring Haley Williams. Kyle's I Spy featuring Lil Yachty. Big Sean's I Don't Fuck With You featuring E40. Future's Wait For You featuring Drake and Thames. Future's Low Life featuring The Weeknd. Future's Mask Off. Kanye West's Gold Digger featuring Jamie Foxx. Ye's Heartless. So these are the choices for hip hop artists, songs, and albums. All right, so there you go right there. There you go right there. Now we can go on to this next one, this next segment right here. Let me just make sure I get this set up here. Okay. All right. We got some food and drink recommendations that I want to actually get into. So I want to get into munchies and drinks. Munchies and drinks. Here we go. Hold on 1 second here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, time for some food and drink recommendations according to the folks from timeout.com. All right. Let me see if I can find that website. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I find that website. Mm-hmm. Where is it? I thought I had it. Yeah, all right, got it. So, food and drinks recommendations. Now, you're looking for restaurants and some drink spots that you want to go to, right? So, let's see. So, in honor of summer, so we have. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. We have there's food news and stuff. So there is. All right, so the teams behind Colt, Tatiana and Blue Hill, are hosting a massive pizza party in Brooklyn. Snag unlimited slices from some of NYC's best chefs for $41, and you have the classic favorite. The classic favorite fried chicken restaurant is coming to Brooklyn. Philly's Love and Honey Fried Chicken is bringing its fried to order chicken near Barclays Center this month. You have um you have the free Nomad Jazz Festival is getting a delicious new addition, a 1 day food market, nine neighborhood restaurants including Black Barn, Italy, not Italy, but Italy, and Tacombe will serve up bites alongside free live music in Madison Square Park. And let's see. So there you have. So there you go, right there. Um. So you have let me see. So there you go right there. Some of the restaurants you would have to book. You would have to book though, you know what I'm saying? So places like Confidant, which is a neighborhood restaurant that strikes a sleek balance between newness and familiarity. The laid-back spot has a relaxed feel, also serving. Let me just take a look at the rest of the stuff, man. Let me take a look here, man. Um, yeah, also serving up some thrilling takes on classic dishes. The bright, intimate vibe makes it a great choice for date nights, gathering with a small group of friends, or taking out of towners. After a few, after a few recent visits, I can confidently say it's one of the best new dining destinations in the area. The vibe, the narrow. Hold on. The vibe, the narrow, brick line space is dominated by an often packed chef's counter, where chatty diners add to the room's convi- convivial energy. Small wooden tables, chatty diners add no small wooden tables and a long banquet banquet ba- ban hold on banquet filled the rest of the space, which feels like a cross between a hip wine store and the first floor of a Brooklyn townhouse. Yeah, the food, the prawn pot pie is a must order dish and one of the best things I've had all year. The pastry is buttery, flaky perfection, and the filling itself is an addictive, creamy, and slightly spicy stew. I'm also thankful to our server for her passionate advocacy for an order of sunchokes, which were busting with bright, tangy flavor. On the starter front, don't sleep on the trout mousse. Oh man, the trout mousse. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh man. The drinks, you want to sample a few of the unique cocktails on offer, including the M&M Negroni, which is mezcal, amaro, vermouth, and blood orange. Oh damn. Which which has the oh shit, which has the added value of top a tasty top foam layer, and the sailor's delight Lillet Blanc, Solars Green, chartreuse, and tonic for all my clear liquor aficionados looking for something a little lighter. Of course, the timeout tip, the chef's counter spanning most of the restaurant's length, is perfect for groups of two and would be ideal for a second date or a lengthy catch up between friends. No matter where you live, it's a setting that will make you feel like a local. And in case you're wondering what the street address is, this is 127 Atlantic Avenue. That's in Brooklyn. And of course, the hours are from Wednesday through Sunday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. All right. So you might want to check that out. Check that out for yourself. And yeah. All right, let me do two more. Let me do two more places actually. Let me do two more places. Um, hmm, let me do two more places actually. So let's go into this one. You have so under the shadow of the Brooklyn Bridge lies Bar Suzanne, a shiny new seafood heaven. On looks alone, the all-day restaurant is a beauty defined by hand-grooved textured walls, rust-colored marble, and a warm amber glow. But the most eye-catching feature of all is the wall of ice behind the bar, where red lobsters, clams, and oysters, all sourced from New York waterways, rest on its chilly banks. Chef Jackie Carnesi, who revived Kellogg's Diner, is behind all things shucked and shelled, presenting pickled mussels, razor clams with sweet and spicy passion fruit, um, um, passion fruit, agua chile, and tweed cubes of hibiscus jam and chili inflected crab salad in a silver coupe. Need to wash it down, not back a low ABV spritzy thing, or take your time with a martini that's been fat washed with olive oil, talented Miss Ripley, or stirred with a spice brine, which is cured and crafted. Ha! That's funny. That's funny, man. Of course, you can find yourself back on land, tucking into Carnesi's famed burger, an 8-ounce dry aged patty with smoked cheddar or a half chicken. But if you'd rather stay at sea, that's just as good. That's just as good. Carnesi fries fluke um, um, Milanese style and spoons sauce gribiche over the top. The desserts are equally seafaring, including a galette layered with strawberry scales and an ice cream shooter served inside an oyster shell. And in case you want to know, um, the street address is 8 River Street in Brooklyn, New York. Opening hours is daily between 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. All right. So there you go, right there. Now, if you want to know more places, fun places to eat and drink, and fun activities to do for the week or weekend, and are the great stuff that I like to recommend on a weekly basis, you can check out www.timeout.com. All right. You can jot it down on a piece of paper. You can text message it to yourself and all that great stuff. So you'll be able to see the different categories on the website, which includes food and drink, and of course, things to do and everything else in between. So that's www.timeout.com. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I think, yeah, wait a second here. Wait a second here. All right, so let's go on to the there's some video game news that I want to get to. There's some video game news that I want to get to actually. Hold on one second. Where is it? There it is. All right. Let's get into the next one, which is The Video Game Entertainment Newsroom. All right. So let's get into it right here. Hang on one second. Here. Hold on. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty of some gaming news and stuff. So let's get into the story of Metacritic. The best video games so far in 2026. All right, so you have, let's see, which video games impressed critics during the first half of the year. On this page, we rank the highest. We rank the highest. Let me see. The highest scoring games with release dates between January 1st to June 30th. Titles are included based on their meta scores as of July 1st of this year and must have a minimum of 7 reviews from professional critics to be eligible for inclusion. If a game was released on multiple platforms, we included on only the version receiving the largest total numbers of reviews. New ports of games released in prior years on other platforms are excluded. Expansions, DLC, mobile games, compilations, and definitive GOTY editions are also ineligible. Damn. Starting with number 20, Phonopolis. The first thing you will notice about this indie narrative puzzle adventure is the striking hand-painted cardboard style design influenced by avant-garde art and stop-motion film animation. But that's just part of the creativity on display in it. In the latest game from MTA Design, that would be the Machinarium, set in a dystopian Orwellian city. Phonopolis tasks you with solving puzzles to overthrow the authoritarian government before it becomes too late to do so. It's a short game, but it'll stay with you once you solve the last puzzle. So there you go, right there. MTA Design has done it again. While the brief length of its adventures remains a recurring drawback, the studio once more excels in art direction and storytelling, filled with sharp satirical commentary on totalitarian regimes, stunning visuals, and a satisfying variety of well designed puzzles. Phonopolis is an immensely rewarding experience, especially for fans of Amanita Design's previous work. It's all available at Humble. Number 19, Wax Heads for PC. Yeah, Phonopolis is also on PC as well. So number 19, Wax Head for PC. Take a job at Repeater Records, a struggling record store. In this cozy narrative life sim from new to person studio, um, Patati Games. Gameplay involves puzzle solving and discovery as you spend time chatting with your oddball coworkers, helping customers digging through record crates and keeping up with the latest music news. Critics fell for the in-game universe and soundtrack. Wax Heads makes you feel like you are part of this safe, wholesome, creative world of Repeater Records, surrounded by alternative and queer folk who just want to keep rocking as long as they can. Finding records for people is fun, but also challenging. So have you'll have to not only um, scour repeaters records, but watch cutscenes, search through your apps, and pay attention to the customer's vibe. For someone who grew up in the 90s, indie record stores longing to hear something that would change my teen life, Wax Heads really cultivates an atmosphere of curiosity, love, and respect for musical communities and how much better music is when it involves human connection. And this is by Checkpoint Gaming, and it's available at Fanatical. Number 18, Pragmata for PS5. An all new IP from excuse me, an all new IP from Capcom. Pragmata is a sci-fi action adventure game that emerged to strong reviews in April after a lengthy development process and numerous delays. You'll guide Hugh, the sole surviving member of a team of investors, and Diana, a childlike android, as they explore a lunar research facility that has been taken over by rogue artificial intelligence and is now devoid of its human occupants. The two characters have very different approaches to combat. One shoots while the other hacks computer systems. Critics love this unusual gameplay blend and also enjoyed the overall story and especially the relationship between its two protagonists. Pragmata is a ridiculously fun sci-fi shooter with a warm, gooey center that feels like a long lost gem from a bygone era of action games. And that was posted by Dexerto, and it's available at Amazon or Walmart. Number 17, The Esoteric Ebb for PC. Christopher um, Bogard's isometric fantasy RPG is inspired by dice rolling tabletop RPGs, as well as recent CRPGs like Disco Elysium. You play as the world's worst cleric who is employed by the government in a bizarre in a bizarre fantasy metropolis where combat is completed through dialogue, including yourself. Making mistakes is unavoidable. Exploration is encouraged, and you can reshape reality to your disadvantage. Weird, witty, and unpredictable, Esoteric Ebb strikes critics as the best Disco Elysium inspired RPG and a must buy for RPG fans. End quote. I cannot say enough good things about Esoteric Ebb, which is positively stuffed with them. Like a good mimic, it's got teeth. It's it is both familiar in its shape and size and astonishing in its surprising depth and riches. Do not let its appearance fool you. There is a lot more to love about this disco like than its vibrant surface and wit might initially convey. And posted by GameSpot. And it's available at Fanatical. Number 16, Timberborn by for PC. You've probably played a few city builders, but have you ever played a city builder in which the builders are beavers? Mechanistry's lumber punk sandbox survival colony simulation game is set in the future following the extinction of humans, when other species like beavers have adapted to the new, harsher ecological reality. You'll choose one of two beaver factions, each with unique buildings and technology, and construct a vertical timber-based city to sustain your colony as long as possible against the elements. It's a unique spin on a classic format. Timberborn is one of the most interesting city builders in years, with a charming style, unique lore, and mechanics that are easy to understand but tough to master by console creatures. And also available at Fanatical. Number 15. Um, number 15. Um, number 15. Cairn. Karn. Karn, yeah. CAIRN for PC. All right. The latest from Haven Studio, the Game Bakers, is like last year's peak, a climate simulator. But while that release offered co-op gameplay, Karn is single player only, while also incorporating more survival elements and overall realism, making for a more hardcore affair. The setup is simple. You are aiming to become the first person to summit Mount Kami by ascending a series of sheer cliff faces, carefully plotting each individual movement along the way. Making things more difficult is that you'll also need to manage your resources, including everything from food and water to pitons and finger tape as you ascend. Critics found the challenge both extremely immersive and extremely rewarding. Karn is a brutally demanding yet strangely soothing climbing experience that turns every movement in a meaningful decision. Its climb limb based controls and meditative pacing create a powerful sense of immersion, even as its punishing difficulty and sparse checkpoints test your patience. If you are willing to endure the struggle, the mountain offers one of the most memorable journeys in recent indie games. This is posted by Play Zine, and this game is available at Fanatical. Number 14, Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection for PS5. Capcom's RPG focused Monster Hunter spin-off series received its third major installment in March with Twisted Reflection, which finds dueling kingdoms battling each other while attempting to prepare for a coming ecological disaster as the long thought extinct Rathalos monster species makes a comeback with a hatching of twins. Some critics think that aspects of gameplay and character development could be better, but Twisted Reflection is easily the best Monster Hunter Stories game yet, thanks to a terrific story. Monster Hunter Stories 3 breaks free from the constraints of a simple spin-off to finally create its own mythology. Fans will say they didn't need this third installment to appreciate the series, but the fact remains that this is the most successful, generous, and mature entry of them all. A true entry point for both fans and newcomers. It's interesting in many ways, from its skillful and polished gameplay, its gameplay to its blend to exploration and monster collecting. And this was posted by gameblog.fr. Available at Amazon and Walmart. Number 15, excuse me, I'm sorry. Number 13, mixtape for PS5. The dream of the 90s is alive in Mixtape, a nostalgic narrative adventure from the indie studio behind 2021's The Awful Escape, inspired by the films of John Hughes and featuring a killer soundtrack. Think Joy Division, Roxy Music, Devo, Lush, Iggy Pop, The Cure, and more. The game follows three friends on their final night together, though each song playing on a mixtape they are listening to triggers flashbacks to various key events from their teenage years. It's a short but sweet coming of age classic, according to reviewers. A musical delight from start to finish. Mixtape sets a new standard for coming of age stories in video games and does so with a masterful sense of style. And this was posted by IGN, and it's available at the PlayStation Store. Number 12, Opus Prism Peak for PC. Prism Peak is a photography-themed narrative adventure from Sigono, whose prior Opus games share the same basic format but are narratively unrelated. You play as a stranded traveler whose companion has lost her memories, using your analog film camera to capture details and secrets about your surroundings. You'll need to plot a way out of a world that is suddenly devoid of uh, all other humans, but filled with animal spirits. Critics were impressed by the profoundly emotional story. Opus Prism Peak is an impressive adventure game that manages to provide an emotional experience that feels deeply relatable and well executed. Its beautiful art style is accompanied by an involved gameplay with photography, mechanics, and a world that grows if the player decides to explore it as much as possible. It's an inspired testament to the powerful experiences the genre has to offer and one of 2026 must play games. And this was posted by Hardcore Gamer. And it's available at Steam. Number 11, Neoa 3 for PS5. Created by Ninja Gaiden Studio, Team Ninja, the Neoa series offers soul-like hack and slash action and RPG gameplay set against a supernatural version of 16th and 17th century Japan. What's new in this third installment? A PlayStation console exclusive that advances the story to the year 1622. The main addition is the ability to swap at will between two different combat styles, the usual samurai style and a new, faster ninja style. There's also a new emphasis on open field exploration that allows for detours from the overall story. Is it still hard? Of course. Are there some minor flaws? Yes, but most critics think it's the best expression of the Nioh formula yet. Nioh Nioh 3 is the best soul-like made by Team Ninja so far. The game perfects its original formula and one of the best combat systems genre. Although it has some slips like massive enemy reuse and some repetitive activities in its open world, it's still a game that shines above many others. And this was posted by Critical Hits, and the game is also available at Amazon and Walmart. Number 10, Titanium Court for PC. This year's winner of the prestigious Samus McNally Grand Prize awarded to the best indie game of the year at the Independent Games Festival comes from solo developer AP Thompson. Titanium Court is one part match 3 game and one part visual novel. Oh, and throw in some tower defense style strategy. Add some roguelite and auto battler elements and top it with off with a healthy dose of surreal humor. Confused? You won't be after playing Titanium Court, which critics are calling a welcomely weird genre mashup that's simply a joy to play and unlike any other game you'll find this year. Just be prepared to do a lot of reading. Sounds like a lot of homework. It's a tremendous piece of narrative game design posted by Screen Hub, and you can get it available at Humble. Number 9, Hermit and Pig for PC. A cute, quirky, story-rich RPG that's the first project from indie studio Heavy Lunch. Hermit and Pig finds the title duo caught up in a corporate conspiracy as they search for a legendary giant mushroom that could feed all of the workers recently laid off by the local factory. Turn-based combat is timed and sometimes takes the form of conversations, but timers and other obstacles can also be disabled to make Hermit and Pig a more relaxed, story-focused game. Critics that Critics think that overthrowing capitalism has never been more fun. Heavy Lunch Studio Double LC successfully delivered on an RPG that takes from classics such as Earthbound and Pokemon and makes it all their own in Hermit and Pig, featuring wonderful writing, a busy battle system that challenges you to think on your feet, great characters, and an explorable, trippy world. Posted by the Outer Haven, and you can get it available now at Steam. Number 8, Sorrows for PS5, a a PlayStation exclusive title from House Mark Q. Sorrows is a cinematic bullet hell style third-person shooter that also incorporates roguelike progression. The sci-fi story underlying the action is set on the shape-shifting planet of Carcosa, where you battle alien threats as the enforcer Arjun Devraj, employed by an AI, which is artificial intelligence powered corporation to protect a scientific mission. But it's the action, not the story, that takes the center stage in Sorrows. And critics admired the fluid motion and precise controls at your disposal, as well as the large upgrade tree available to you between runs. Sorrows takes what made Returnal such a epically awesome action game and turns the dial way up while simultaneously offering such a distinct and immersive game world that it'll haunt your dreams even long after the credits and the end credits roll. posted by Video Chums, and you can find it now at Amazon and Walmart. Number 7, 007 First Light for PS5. Developed by Hitman Studio IO Interactive, 007 First Light is the first James Bond game in 14 years. It's also the highest scoring Bond game since the release of all-time classic GoldenEye nearly 30 years ago. The action adventure game is an origin story, not based on any specific film or Ian Fleming story, that follows a young Bond played by Dexter Origin Sin star Patrick Gibson through the MI6 training program and on a key early mission that will, if successfully completed, earn him his 00 status. The game was an immediate commercial hit following launch reviews praising First Light for its fresh storytelling that still honored the Bond legacy. 007 First Light is not only the best Bond game ever made, it's also the best Bond story since Casino Royale in 2006, posted by the Washington Post. You can find it now. You can find it available at Amazon and Walmart. Number 6, Mugenics for PC. Developed and self-published by Edmund McMillan and Tyler Glao, the team behind 2017's the End in Night. Mugenics is a roguelike tactics game that finds you building an army of cats. Oh shit. But among other things, manipulating their genetic traits over time, with over 1,000 unique abilities spread among an impressive 10 plus character classes to uncover, and the randomization that comes from the game's roguelike nature. It will be quite some time before you exhaust the deceptively simple game's many possibilities. The handmade art style and humor are also standouts for critics. Mugenics does exactly what a roguelike should do. It never gets boring. Every time we think we've seen it all, another class is added, or a new mechanic, effect, or level. The 13 years of development time were definitely worth it, because so much content in a single game is anything but ordinary. If you are into roguelites, turn-based tactics, or cats, you should definitely check out Mugenics, posted by PC Games, and it's available at Steam. Number 5, Resident Evil Requiem for PS5. The franchise's best reviewed non-remake in over 2 decades. Sheesh! Requiem heads to Raccoon City for the first time in Resident Evil 3, while also returning longtime character Leon S. Kennedy to a starring role for the first time since Resident Evil 6. Players split time between the latter's action-oriented zombie fighting gameplay and a first-person survival challenge centering on new character Grace Ashcroft, an FBI analyst who tries to outlast a pursuing monster inside a hotel. This blend of gameplay styles and incorporation of both classic and newer elements works almost perfectly for most reviewers, with just a few naysayers feeling that it plays a bit too much like fan service. Resident Evil feels like Resident Evil feels like a combination of everything the series has been building to and building on over the last 30 years. The story, gameplay, and sound design are all remarkable. It's posted by CG Magazine. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, man. Resident Evil Requiem by PlayStation 5. Let me tell you something, man. I gotta say, this game probably is more better than the Five Nights at Freddy's video game. That's not even scary. This one right here, when it comes to zombies and shit, very scary. And the game is available at Amazon and Walmart. So go check it out. Number 4, Pokemon Pokopia NS2. Not sure what that is, but anyway, first of its kind spin-off, Pokopia is a sandbox life simulation game that injects a bit, well, make that a lot, of Animal Crossing and Minecraft style gameplay into the 30-year-old Pokemon franchise. Instead of catching, training, and battling Pokemon, you'll spend your time exploring, crafting, gardening, and building various habitats for Pokemon to inhabit. Even without the upcoming DLC, there's an enormous amount of content in Pokopia that, and the game's equally abundant charm help make this Switch to Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive the best reviewed Pokemon title to date and one of the best cozy games in recent memory. In quote, it's been a long time since I've been so pleasantly blown away by a game, but Pokemon Pokopia has continued to surprise and delight me with every step. This is no doubt going to be one of the standout games of the Nintendo Switch 2 and of the year, as the addictive gameplay loop, charming world and characters, and seemingly endless amount of content make it 100% worth playing. Posted by Monster Vine and also available at Amazon and Walmart. Number 3, Schrodinger's Call for PC. A picture book styled visual novel, Schrodinger's Call is set 21 nanoseconds before the end of the world. And no, it's not the shortest video game ever. Instead, your character Mary awakens in a strange room without her memories, greeted by a telephone and a mysterious cat. Through the phone, Mary can listen to the final words of strangers stuck between life and death, and she must help them through the process of leaving their lives behind. Critics found Call to be haunting and surprisingly emotional. Schrodinger's Call is an impressive adventure game that offers an emotional dive into various tragedies, using empathy as a guiding force, just as Mary works her way through people's stories, trying to find hope along with the truth. This is an experience that can resonate with people beyond the screen. It's one of those games that is so fascinating to see in motion because it has something to say and a strong vision of how to present it in terms of atmosphere and style. Posted by Hardcore Gamer, and it's also available at Steam. Number 2, Mina the Hollower for PC. This crowd-funded indie gem from Shovel Knight Studio Yacht Club Games is a gothic horror-inspired action-adventure game set on a cursed island inhabited by monsters and anthropomorphic animals, boosting pixelated visuals inspired by Game Boy Color classics. Mina collected praise for its confidence and ambition, challenging Zelda meets Castlevania gameplay and terrific world design. Mina the Hollower doesn't only trade in nostalgia, it's a game that could only have been made today. But if you are looking for vintage Sega or Nintendo alike magic, here it is. A simple, perfectly satisfying move spun out into 20 hours worth of fun, squeezing out every possible surprise and delight along the way. As links to the past go, this is hard to beat. Posted by The Guardian, and it's available at Humble. And now, the number one best game so far. Hang on a second. Let me set this up. Let me set this up. Let me do a little drum roll. The number one game best so far in 2026 is number one, Forza Horizon 6 for Xbox Series. All right. So there you go right there. There you go right there. I do want to add a little flavor to this, actually. Hold that thought. I do want to add this. I do want to add this. Yeah. Here we go. So Metacritic's best new game. Best new game at number one is, hold on a second. Let me just get to the story. Let me get to the story real quick. All righty then. Yes, Metacritic's best new game of the first half of 2026. Microsoft's open world street racing series received its sixth installment in May, and like its immediate three predecessors, it scored in the 90s. FH6, which is Forza Horizon 6, heads to Japan, where settings include not just Tokyo, the franchise's largest ever urban map, but also the Japanese countryside, and your vehicle choices number 550. Critics praised the gorgeous vistas, and the wealth of content within the game. A PlayStation 5 version is expected later in 2026. An exceptional breathtaking world that players will be kept busy in 4 years. Forza Horizon 6 is one of 2026 best games of the year and one of the best racing games ever created, and posted by Gamer Social Club, and is available at Amazon and Walmart. All right, one more thing before I wrap up this podcast episode right here. I actually did a topic on my other podcast platform, Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, the Entertainment Review Show, in regards to the PlayStation. No, actually, it's involving Sony trying to eliminate the physical media of game discs. And there's a lot of gamers that's very upset about it. I did a topic about that in episode one, either episode 160 or 161 or 162. One of those episodes that I did. Make sure you go check that out. Make sure you go check it out as well. So let's wrap this up in a bow. All right. I know the game with Milwaukee and the Mets already started, so that's why I'm in a hurry to actually hurry up and get to it alongside with All American, which is on right now. So let me just put myself back on screen. And yes, time for our last segment of the night, which is stream choices on the go. Let's get to it right here. Hang on 1 second here. Let's get to it right here, right now, with stream choices on the go. All right, let's do it. All right, folks. Make sure you follow Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast on Facebook alongside with Bluesky Social and alongside with Threads and Instagram. And the same goes for my other podcast shows that I did. The Sports Edition show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast. Make sure you check out the latest episode where I talked about the whole LeBron James leaving the Lakers and what happens to Bronny and the other episodes that I just posted. Make sure you check that out, and make sure you also check out the recent episodes that I did, episodes 159, 160, 161, and 162. One of the episodes I had addressed in regards to Sony's elimination of physical media and game discs and stuff like that. And I want you to actually let me know how you feel about the elimination of physical media and game discs, especially in the future of a possibility of a PlayStation 6. So let me know in the comments and all that great stuff right there. So yes, and also Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, the entertainment review show, is also on the same social media platforms alongside with that. So there you go right there. And you can also follow your host with the most, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, on Threads and Instagram. All right. So there you go right there. And also make sure you subscribe to the other YouTube channels, my Sports Edition show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, and make sure you follow the entertainment YouTube channel, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, and of course right here, G Money Stacks 555, where you see all the episodes posted and uploaded to the YouTube channel page. Tell all your friends, spread the word. Word of mouth is important, and make sure you hype the videos and stuff, man. Make sure you hype the videos. Make sure you hype the videos. Make sure you leave a like and a comment. Express yourself in the comments with your thoughts on today's topics and any previous topics in previous episodes. All right. And of course, turn on the notification alerts so you know when I'll be going on the air live in the next episode live stream of this podcast right here. All right. So there you go right there. And that's going to do it for me. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Rhymes with now or later, just like the candy. And I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you for being a little patient with me. I've been going through a lot with this whole job hunt, being so mentally exhausted and everything else. So I'm slowly coming back, actually. So it's going to take me a little time because I'm actually working on my other podcast shows as well. So remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. It's not going to be given to you on a fucking silver platter. And of course, whatever career for you decide to do, don't let anybody tell you that there's no money in it for whatever reason it is. Don't let that stop you from following your goals and dreams. And if you have a goal and dream and you'd like to create a podcast or whatever, don't let anybody stop you there. And also, I want to say to some of the podcasters on YouTube, don't let the number of subscribers discourage you. Even though it's not growing, it takes time to grow, all right? And like I said, make sure you tell your friends, tell everybody about this podcast, along with my other podcast shows that I do, which is sports and entertainment, all right? Make sure you Make sure you spread the word. All right. I'm trying to increase these subscribers. I know I haven't done any YouTube reels and stuff. I haven't decided on what I'm going to say in regards to all of that. So, you know, we'll see what happens though in the future when I get myself a new job and stuff. So if you're going to create a podcast, make sure you be on your P's and Q's creatively, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. All right. And like I said, man, it feels good to be back. It's been a long time since I actually recorded the comedy podcast right here, man. It really feels good though, man. And yeah, man. So there you have it. Episode 446 Choices is in the books. I'm about to be out of here. I'll see y'all next time. Stay tuned for more new topics in the next episode. Peace and one love. In the words of the comedian Ken Stars from Tri-State of Mind, make sure you check out that radio station on Saturdays 10 to 11. Have a good night, everybody. Peace out.